Back of the Bus podcast coming to you with a brand new segment. We got on our boy from, I ain't saying, I'm just saying, Mr. Theo B. It's been a long time coming, man. Like, definitely appreciate you coming on the show.
Man, I appreciate it, man. Like I said, when y'all reached out to me, man, it's a huge honor. Thank y'all so much. Older brother, younger brother coming together. I love it.
For sure. So let's do it, man. Let's dig into issue 1 of Black Panther. It's written by John Ridley, pens by Juan Cable, and colors by Federico Blee. Beautiful cover.
Yes,
Fire
sir.
cover. Fire cover.
Love it. In case they don't know, yeah, fold that thing around.
Yeah, no, I got that one in the sleeve ASAP. You know, I read that one as soon as I got home, straight to the sleeves.
Yeah, I ain't know they had 4 or 5 different covers for this thing. So if you like variant covers and everything like that, y'all go get Black Panther #1. They got like 4 or 5 different variant covers for that thing.
Yes, sir. That's comics today, man. Million variants for every issue. We gonna ship the actual issue slow. You know, we gonna delay, but we gonna get you these variants. All right, so this issue starts out in Iceland with Tchalla in the Avengers fighting some quiet place-like monsters. Making quick work of them as usual, as you would expect. Interesting thing happens here at this point. Captain America and Tchalla have a discussion about his role now, because at the end of the Ta-Nehisi Coates run, beginning of this one, Tchalla is now an intergalactic emperor, right? He is an intergalactic emperor, right? He is a ruler of a nation that spreads throughout the galaxies. Right, so we leveling up here. We went from king to emperor. What did you think about the exposition there with Cap and Tchalla?
It's one of them things that if you are part of something and you get married, you got to first take care of your home, but you still have that responsibility. You get married, you have children, you still got that responsibility, but you have your wife, family, and it's crazy. We talking about comic books. I kicked the way Jeremy Renner said, "Hey, I got a daughter now. You want to recast me, but I'm not going to not spend time with my newborn daughter. Do what you got to do." So how do you balance responsibility? He's the leader of the Avengers, long time coming.
Man.
But also the emperor of a galaxy. Forget nation.
Yeah.
So you got to take care of home first. You got to be able to balance. So I felt like it was good. I like the way that they're playing it out, because there are times in life as men, it's not as easy as do this or do that. You got to sit back and think about, okay, I got priorities. Where do they lie at? I got responsibility. So I felt that it was a great conversation piece. We don't talk about it enough as far as men and how we deal with multiple responsibilities.
Absolutely. I kind of took that away as well within that, the struggle with something that a role that you were naturally born into, with a role that you assumed in the Avengers and being the leader of the Avengers, right? Both of them have their own separate responsibility and loyalty, right? But then when they come to a head, when their interests conflict, now how do you navigate that? So I think that's a strong first plot thread, to introduce us to in the beginning of this run, because it seems like it's going to be a theme. Okay, so then we head back to Wakanda, and we have some more new implementation into Wakanda. We have a new parliament, right? No longer are we looking at the king or the regent, queen regent. We're handling things more democratically, right? So the process of democracy is slow, and it seems like it has T'Challa a little bored here.
Listen, I love his banter with the young lady. When he's like, look, I tell you what, I'm gonna leave y'all here to let y'all talk about it some more, and then decide that y'all gonna talk about it again, only for y'all to realize y'all gonna postpone it till y'all can talk about it at a later date. Until then, I'm gonna go. I love that. Man. I get it. He's used to doing things a certain way. And regardless of whether people in Wakanda agree with what he did, he always yielded the results he was supposed to get. You didn't like the decision, but he got you from point A to point B. Now you finna sit up here and argue about how we gonna get from point A to point B, and it's gonna take you 15 years to figure out this resolution, when I really could have did this right then, right there. We see that right here in the real world.
Yeah.
We see that right here in the real world. So I like to see how parallels in the real world play out in a fictional universe. T'Challa, King, I'm doing it myself. I can still do it myself, but just to be nice.
I'm gonna play along.
Yeah, but I don't want to do that. I don't want to go too much because I like what his friend told him at the end. Act like you letting them do what they want to do. You still got it though. I like that part.
I'm glad you brought that up too, because I thought the best part of that panel with the Parliament was when he was talking to the head of his security. So yeah, he's kind of letting him know, because you're right, thinking about T'Challa being a king for so long, right, and ruling, singularly, like just him. This is me. I make the decisions. I'm the cold-hearted pragmatist. I'm the one that has to pull the trigger. To now having to take his hands off of that and entertain the voices of the many as opposed to the few, right? He's used to taking counsel from a few and then making a decision himself, as opposed to working towards a common solution that everyone has an input on. So the thing that I found interesting about that is they did stay like very accurate to real world circumstances where, yeah, you will see these people with higher stature, higher status, wealth, right, be disaffected with, the chatter of the working class people, right? Because that's not how I operate. Like, you're talking on an entirely different plane right now. I know how things work. I know how to get things done, right? And now somehow you have separated yourself from what's actually going on at the ground level, right? It's an interesting thing, and I want to see where they're going to go with it, because do they keep him as, the people's leader?
Go ahead and say it. The people's champ.
Is he the people's champ, or is he going to end up being a crooked politician? Because now with democracy comes all the things that come with democracy, right? Corruption, bribes, things of that nature.
I think he's going to wind up walking a very fine line. I think his character is still going to be portrayed, because even before this new role, this new development, T'Challa was still somebody that, even in the early stages, could very easily be, through his actions to protect Wakanda, find himself at odds with the people in Wakanda. We go right back to the Doom War.
Yeah.
We see how that looked. And then we don't even want to talk about the King in Black storyline. Could you imagine how that would have went down if they would have had to go through?
If they had to get approval to go to war, man, yeah.
Even the secret invasion, you like, the dude killed a whole bunch of Skrulls. Can you imagine how this goes? How we gonna deal with the Skrulls? It's like, I can see him doing some stuff, especially the way this is going right now. This story arc, he's gonna do some stuff that's gonna piss some people off that's real close to him.
Oh, I can see that. Oh yeah, easily. Speaking of people who have a connection to T'Challa, we'll skip over to Santiago, Chile, right?
Yes.
Where we have a meeting of a young couple, right? We don't know who they are right away.
Right.
Find out through a little bit of lunch, it looks like, at a cafe. We know that it is Ja, and I'm probably about to butcher the name, so excuse me, Amalula.
Hey man, it sounds good. You at least you giving the syllables.
Man. There we go. So they're talking, and we find out that they're feeling guilty about something. All of a sudden, there's an attack, right? Bodies start dropping all around them. Side note, these assassins don't look very assassinly, because if they was the target, how did the waiter get his muffin cap torn back? Like, where?
Wait, hold on. You got these Komodo bees on.
Man.
They not doing what they supposed to be doing. They supposed to be alert to imminent danger.
Man.
And like I said, the waiter just got his muffin cap peeled back.
Yeah, I'm like, whoa, hold on.
Listen, I need Shuri to put down the grill for a little bit, get back inside, and start working on our technology stuff.
So the technology is running amok.
Yeah.
All right, chaos ensues. Right, they take off. They're trying to get away. By now, they can tell that the attack is targeted towards them. Fight breaks out where Ja ends up having to sacrifice himself so that, I'm gonna call her old lady because I ain't gonna continue to butcher her name. So O can get out of there and get a message to T'Challa. Right. He tells her, tell them that they know. Right. So somebody knows about the war dogs. They're being hunted. What do you think is going on with that? Who are our potential suspects?
I got my primary suspect. We ain't seen him in a minute.
Okay.
To me, it's Hunter. Unless they do something different. Because yes, when they started talking about this comic book and started preluding and everything like that, Ernie Blurred Without Fear said he took a page out of Tchalla, Killmonger's from the movie. Well, no, that was actually Hunter's playbook back in the day. Hunter had the Titular around the world, knock off any threat to Wakanda before T'Challa even knew about it. T'Challa disbanded the war dogs, the Titular, because of how cutthroat they were. Now, I find it ironic that T'Challa actually did exactly what Hunter was doing.
Yeah.
If I'm Hunter, I'm pissed, because who else would know that you're doing this? This is Hunter's framework. Hunter is the one that had these war dogs out in the world like this. So he would know this, and ironically enough, they wear in white, which is what the Titular wear.
And when you're saying Hunter, we're talking about Hunter the White Wolf, right?
Hunter the White Wolf. And those of y'all that don't know, it's not Bucky Barnes. Let's go ahead and clear that
up. Yeah, set them straight.
For those of y'all that don't know, Hunter is the child that his parents' plane crash landed over Wakanda. King T'Challa adopted him. This was before T'Challa was born. Hunter knew that he was not going to be the king, but he loved the throne. He would kill for the throne. And the Hunter that you got on Disney Plus, the Avengers, that ain't him. That dude is too nice. And Hunter has got a mustache that would make Tony Stark feel jealous. But I digress. But yeah, I want it to be Hunter. I do. I don't want it to be some type of, I don't want it to be some type of new villain. I would like to see him bring Hunter back, because this storyline, Hunter is the one that would be angry, be the one mad about all this, be the one his kid. He would be the one, his profile fits this makeup. But if they want to introduce a new character, hey, it is what it is.
I like that. I think that's a tale of some of the greatest writers, is when they're able to use little known characters and repurpose them and give them these arcs, these grandstanding arcs, right? Hickman's good with that. Ewing's good with that. I think now we got a chance to see it with John Ridley, Hudlin. Those are good writers who are able to take smaller characters that people have forgotten about, rework them, and put them in a better light. Moving on from that, right? O reaches out to T'Challa. T'Challa is like, why are you hitting my line? You already know what it is. She then informs him that Ja has passed, that he's dead, right? They meet up, they go to see the body. It seems like now they are showing us that there is a deeper connection with these particular war dogs in T'Challa, given very much love triangle vibes. It seems like Ja was somewhat of a best friend to T'Challa at some point, and maybe got in the middle of that. What are your thoughts?
It came across like they were brothers. They had like a brotherly relationship. I know someone alluded to the fact that it was a triangle. I think Ernie Blurred Without Fear. The way I read it wasn't necessarily she was in love with T'Challa, her and T'Challa. She interfered with the relationship between him and T'Challa, because T'Challa's his best friend. I got a duty to uphold. You not finna uphold this duty because you finna be. I mean, it happens with men and women all the time. Somebody comes to me, somebody and their best friend and everything like that, got a job to do. So I took it more along the lines of that. But I'm gonna tell you one of the things that I did like is when she said the whole line. It's just the realness of it. So you expect us to go a whole lifetime without having some sex?
Like ever.
Those little real tidbits right there, I can appreciate. Yeah. There's definitely some tension there and everything like that. And then, of course, with him being deceased now, those two are going to be the Alola.
Man, we're going to have to figure it out.
Alola, her and T'Challa are going to be the primary characters going forward in this series. I don't want them to toss her aside after they do something with her. If she's going to be here for the whole story arc, that means I now got to go create a custom action figure for her. But
we'll definitely be looking for it.
Yeah,
sure.
I don't look. You see what I did with the grill Shorty. I don't want to have it where you give this character a background and then you just toss him off to the side.
That is definitely something to look out for, and I'm looking for her character development as well. So one of the last cuts that we get here on the issue is there's a quick moment in between T'Challa and Shuri back at her lab, where T'Challa is giving her the rundown on what went down with not just Job, but the war dogs in general, how he dispatched them across the world, kind of planting them like splinter cells. I was getting a lot of espionage vibe from this issue, right? And so I like this part, right? Because it shows that the connection between T'Challa and Shuri is as strong as ever, right? He trusts her. She's a confidant for him. But at the same time, I feel like they kind of jumped to this a little bit, because if you're thinking about it, T'Challa, he's the pragmatist, right? And so unless he's absolutely up against the wall, I don't feel like he would have been so quick to let this information go. Not that he would have lied to Shuri about it if he was pressed, but right. I just don't think he would have went, all right, look, I need help. That quickly necessarily. What's your thoughts on that?
When it comes down to because him and Shuri have been through a lot.
Right.
We don't get enough of the actual how can I put this? If you haven't read the books, you really don't know the dynamic between he and Shuri's relationship. It's an interesting dynamic. Just like he can go and make a decision without telling her, she's made decisions without telling him. When she ran up on Namor in Atlanta, she was like, I'm just gonna go kill some people.
Man.
So they truly do trust one another. But I think in regards to Shuri understands why T'Challa doesn't tell her certain things, just like T'Challa understands why she doesn't tell him certain things. They understand, if I come to you, it's DEFCON 5. You know what I'm saying? Because other than that, they both have been raised and taught to handle things on their own. So for them to reach out to the other sibling, it's DEFCON.
That's a big thing.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. So we issue 1. We at DEFCON 5 already.
Well, watch this. Think about this for a second. I exiled my brother from the nation, and I went back and did the exact same thing I exiled him for. Now, I didn't tell nobody that I went back and did what I had him exiled for, but somebody knows what I did. Somebody knows. I gotta talk to Shuri. I got.
So you think right now T'Challa knows? He already has Hunter at the top of his mind. Like, this could only be Hunter.
It's only a few people. If we go back and we look at this, because you're an old head. I'm calling you an old head because you picked up the comics. You know about Akibi. He one of them.
Okay.
Akibi could be one of them because he go back.
Mm-hmm.
It could be Hunter. Watch this. It could be Ramunda. It's because she fell out with T'Challa at one point.
I was getting ready to say, if people don't know about the conflict with T'Challa and Ramonda, I think a lot of people assume that Ramonda is T'Challa's mother.
Yeah, that's his stepmama. Like, nah, his mama gone. So it's only a few people there, but he's at this point right now where he knows it's somebody that I'm of the mindset. He knows it's somebody who knows what you did to Hunter. Somebody pissed about this decision because you literally went back and did what you kicked Hunter out about. It's only a few people, and who knows? It might be one of the war dogs he got out in the field. Yeah. So, but I'm of the mindset that he knows. He has a good idea who it is. He has his list of suspects.
I would have to agree with you. The way that he reacted, I would have to agree. We get a final panel here of some things to come in this run, right? We've got a scene here with the X-Men, looks like on Araco, with the Queen herself, a mega level storm there, region of Araco.
Yes.
It does seem like there's going to be some kind of showdown between Cap and Black Panther over the responsibility of the Avengers, at least if I'm judging from this panel. Man, Dora Milaje got the guns turned on some war dogs. Can't exactly see who it is.
I'm thinking that's T'Challa and
Oh yeah,
Lola.
T'Challa and Alola. Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah, okay. So yeah, jam-packed stuff coming here, man. I'm very excited for this run. I think we've got a lot of interesting stuff to come up. You've got me more excited for, who's running this assassination team, man. If it actually is Hunter, that's going to make for a very interesting run.
Them to bring Hunter back, especially when, I know some people have their various opinions in regards to the Ta-Nehisi Coates run into Galactic Empire, but regardless of how you feel about it, this is what we know when it comes to the bad guys. Basically, Ndjaka is he gone.
He gone. Yeah, he gone.
Like, we're not gonna see him for a minute. If popularity is gonna have to bring back, but other than that, and then if we're looking at M'Baku, I mean, dadgum, he a whole galaxy away now. So, because the M'Baku on 616 is dead, so we got a new M'Baku. So it's like he needs his Joker, and I think
sure,
for all the twisted purposes, now is the time you bring in Hunter. There's lineage there, there's family there, there's a reason for there to be some animus there. Bring in Hunter. Give him his Joker, his Lex Luthor. That's what I'm looking for.
Absolutely, man. Hey, Theo B, thank you again for giving us a great review.
Yes, sir.
Always love to have you on, bro. Appreciate you. Give everybody your socials, man. Let us know where you can find you.
Man, listen, you can find me on YouTube, of course. Same place you can find Back of the Bus. Actually, the same place you can find me is the same place you can find them. Man, holler at us. Holler at us on Instagram. Back of the Bus, BOB on Instagram. I ain't saying I'm just on Instagram. Same thing on Twitter. We there on Twitter. Same thing on YouTube and everything like that. And even though I have not checked to see if my brothers are on Facebook, I'm Mother Mindset today on Facebook. So
yes, sir.
Come check us out and everything like that. My brothers from Back of the Bus podcast, they do a magnificent job. They don't just talk about comic book related news, comic book related movies. They actually talk about sports. And I know my dog got a bone in this fight today in regards to Michigan. So
let's go get this chip, baby.
Go Big Blue.
Yes, sir. Let's go get this chip. And I hope Georgia does the same against Bama this afternoon, sir.